things. One, tomorrow night, doing a charity show in Austin, Texas. It's Eddie and myself. It's also me doing stand-up, Raging Idiots. It's Matt Stell. It's Riley Green for a great cause that helps a lot of kids in Central Texas. So if you guys want to come to that, go to bobbybones.com. It's the Andy Roddick Foundation event. That's tomorrow night. And then Friday night is my final comedically inspirational show in Louisville, which Eddie is coming to that show. He just told me.
I'm going to tag along. Is that cool?
That's nice.
Do I have to pay you?
You're driving, right? Can you swing by the house and pick me
Do I
up?
have to pay you?
A little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Expenses.
Eddie, so Eddie will be there. It's the final show. If you're in Louisville, come to that Friday night. BobbyBones.com. All right, time for the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
FedEx accidentally delivered $20,000 in scratch-off tickets to a woman.
I saw this.
Oh, wow.
She got them in the mail. So what would you do?
Start scratching.
Yeah, man. Scratch away.
They're
But
yours.
don't you think, though, if they don't beep them to buy them, they're not active?
Right. I would.
I didn't think about that.
Okay,
I didn't think about that at all.
You didn't?
No.
And I don't know much about it, but I see every time I buy one, they're like, "Beep," then you can scratch
Like
it.
a gift card.
Yeah, you probably got to log them
activate
in.
it. Mm-hmm.
So, but she got them. She started going through the boxes. She was like, wait, what is this? There's $20,000 worth of scratch-off tickets. So she just calls and goes, hey, these are not mine. And it was supposed to go to a store near her house.
Wow.
She returned the tickets to the Massachusetts Lottery, which, according to lottery officials, is the correct thing to do. WCVB.
So what do they give her? A prize?
It didn't say. So I do not know.
A free scratch off?
They should give her something.
Like one?
Like
Just
a roll.
because it's good press, too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you should be rewarded for doing what you should do. I don't know if a lot of us would do that. And if I didn't know that they had to beep tickets in, maybe I'd be like, it's a sign from God. All of a sudden, I believe in them like Amy. I'm like, oh,
Signs, yeah.
I think I'm supposed to scratch them all. A police officer is accused of pointing his gun at a fellow cop. Now, here's what I want to say here. Before I tell you why, I just want to say he shouldn't have done this. Okay?
Okay.
I also want to say, I felt that. But he shouldn't have done it. But, I felt that. Because the guy was going to spoil Top Gun Maverick. And he's like, stop.
What?
Again.
That's why?
Yeah, you can't do
Okay.
that. No, you can't do that. But it's like, yeah.
So he pointed the guy like, stop talking.
Don't stop. Don't do it.
So then the guy went and tattled?
According to the victim's complaint, Gaynor was working behind the counter at the police station when a colleague mentioned he had seen Top Gun Maverick, and he joked, I'll spoil it for you. He said, don't spoil the movie. And the guy was like, no, I'm going to spoil it. Then he drew his handgun and pointed at him for several seconds.
Oh my God.
You can't do that, but I've totally felt that.
Yeah. And did you, when you went and told, you say, well, I was going to ruin the movie?
Because I think a judge would go, first he would go, you pointed your gun at him? You're going to jail for... Oh, you were going to spoil Top Gun?
Oh,
Community
you
service.
can't do that.
But
Community
also, why
service.
haven't you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Don't.
But if you're
I pull out a gun.
Okay, but if you're that passionate about it, it's been out for quite some time.
Maybe he just got his vision back.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
He had somebody throw acid in his eyes when he was saving a child,
Yeah.
an
Wow.
orphan child, and he finally got his vision back, and he's been waiting to see it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Exactly, you haven't. You got to think more. That's from ABC. You can't do that. You can't point guns at. But I felt that. The key emotion in relationships.
The
Key
key
emotion?
emotion.
Yeah, it's tough.
Happy.
Love.
Joy.
Those are very, very general, which is unfair to just throw a key emotion. But yes, they say appreciation.
I appreciate you.
Feeling appreciated leads to long-term, happy, successful relationships, according to studies. While appreciation is there at the start, it can disappear over the years whenever you just take things for granted.
Oh, that happens.
I felt that.
What's up?
That happens?
No, I heard you say that, but I felt like it was...
And then Eddie said that's what's up.
No, but you said it first as you looked down.
That
like you were,
happens.
You
I
were
think in
being
any
introspective.
What happens,
I think
Amy?
in any relationship, things can start to get, taken for granted at times.
Any personal... You good?
In all kinds of
That a
relationships.
girl.
Yeah.
All right, Behavior Therapy, a research journal. Thank you. There's a new toothpaste that helps people fight peanut allergies.
Oh.
A new toothpaste is being developed to desensitize people who have potentially life-threatening peanut allergies. Scientists in California tested the toothpaste on 32 adults twice a day for 11 months and found that no one suffered a severe allergic reaction since using the toothpaste. So what's in it? Turns out it contains just a small amount of peanut proteins, which exposes people to nuts. Researchers were hoping that people would become desensitized over time if they're,
exposed to it.
Yeah, eating it, swallowing it. I think you swallow some of that stuff too, right?
But it's probably such a small amount. Yeah.
Like some people where I grew up, they would eat poison ivy.
So they wouldn't get
very, very, very
poisoned?
small amounts. Yeah.
Dude,
And that
what?
worked?
I never saw them itch in their belly button.
Well, that's like there was a guy who used to buy
know.
rattlesnakes from us, and he would get the snake to bite him so he can be immune to the venom.
And that was kind of the idea was if you eat tiny, tiny amounts of poison ivy, if you were in the woods, which we were a lot, and you rolled into it, you wouldn't.
But don't you also take a chance of your throat swelling up and being
You probably do take that chance. But if it's if it's so little, I would imagine that over time their dad or grandpa had done it and it worked out. Or it's like chickenpox when you want your kid just to get it, so they get it and
Send him
it's
to someone's
gone.
house. Yeah.
Well, and maybe that, like you swallow it, you eat it, then you kind of have it, and I don't know, dude.
I mean, because
I never did it.
Poison ivy. There was a kid down the street from me, Brandon. He would swell up like the Michelin Man, and he would have to drink everything out of a straw for like a week because he was so allergic to poison ivy.
That's crazy. Even like peanuts. People can die of peanut allergy. That's wild. I do have an EpiPen, though, if anybody needs one.
Thank you. On you at all times?
Oh,
Oh, cool.
And you stab him in
what?
the leg, right?
I don't think I could do it to me.
You could because you're practicing with those other little things.
I do inject myself. I'm on a peptide cycle now, but I'm saying, nah, I don't think I could.
Do you need a designated stabber?
Let's
Like
just
one of
do-
us?
Well, the thing, you hit the end of it and it stabs in you more than
how
more
hard
than
do you
like
have to hit it?
more than like the needle's out. It's not
Okay.
like a bayonet. Your
Oh.
GI Joe had the gun over his head
Yeah.
with the blade on it. It's not really really that. Did you know that Earth almost disappeared and disintegrated because we almost got hit by like an asteroid or something?
Tell me more.
Over the summer, astronomers spotted an airplane-sized asteroid large enough to potentially destroy a small city on an almost collision course with Earth, but no one saw it until 2 days after it had zoomed past our planet.
What? I never read this. Like, I read science stories all the time.
Trust me, we know on Fridays. Or
Yeah.
Fridays when Eddie brings the news.
I love them.
Astronomers are now dissecting what went wrong. This is how it's going to end for maybe not us,
An asteroid?
but us 3-4 generations away. It could be tomorrow, but yeah.
Because that's what they say, like,
You
kill the
can't
dinosaurs,
you
right?
can't control that. There's nothing you can do if that thing is coming. You may have seen the documentary Armageddon.
Yeah. You send oil riggers up there to blow it up.
That's what they say. Not proven.
Okay.
Fake news. Wedding crasher Sandra Lynn Henson, 57 years old, stole tens of thousands in cash. You got to listen to this story. She went on 6 years of crashing weddings and stealing stuff from it. The nads on her, like to be that brave.
She would just show up to weddings and go to the gift table and.
Great. I do not have that kind. I couldn't be a criminal because I would always be worried about getting caught. Otherwise, I think it'd be fun to be a criminal. Like, oh, look at me, I'm doing bad stuff. But I can't because I would always be like, are the cops after me? Are they around that corner? Man, people that don't have that as part of them, that would be so cool to be able to do bad stuff. I guess it's a conscious too. But yeah, she spent the last 6 years pretending to be wedding guests and stealing thousands in cash and gifts. She's out again. She's 57, like I said. And they got her in Belden, Mississippi. They got her with petty larceny, trespassing, and disturbing the peace. And then now they're just trying to patch together all that she's done. They don't really know all that. She's not admitting all of it, but they're kind of starting to figure
over
out
6
over
years,
6 years.
There's no way she remembers every wedding she went to.
What do you do? Just drive around the churches that always have weddings there?
Yeah.
Or see it in the newspaper. Or
Yeah, the receptions.
look on Facebook. People announce the wedding. Oh,
Imagine all the blenders she has and
Bro, she got some more
silverware.
crock pots than.
a lot of gift cards. Oh, man.
And you know she's probably going for the envelopes too,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
you probably don't steal the
Yeah.
big gifts.
Oh, okay.
Because that's pretty obvious when you're walking out with something shaped like a tuba, like you're holding it against your belly. But gift cards you could probably sneak out with.
And probably have a piece of cake while you're there.
4 doctors eating dinner save a Florida man at the next table as he suffers a heart attack. From the New York Post. How lucky. Not that he had the heart attack, but there was a table of doctors sitting right next to him. An Arizona woman is being killed after being trampled to death by elk. Here's the problem, though. She wasn't just chilling. She was trying to feed the elk. They're wild animals. I get it. You want to feed little things like you want to give Captain Crunch to a squirrel. I get it. Worst thing that squirrel's going to do is give you a disease. Maybe bite your finger
Oh,
off.
gosh. That'd be terrible.
No, but it's not going to kill you. It's smaller than you.
Okay.
When you get around things that are wild, that are bigger than you, you're at their mercy. If they want to trample you, they will. If they want to eat you, they will. A squirrel, you're not going to die. Even a deer, not going to die. But elk are, let's say I'm 6'1", 1, depending if you feel like my license or not.
Okay.
Yeah. These elk, sometimes the bottom of their chin is at like 6'3".
That's the bottom of their chin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So she died 8 days after the elk attack. She was, according to the story from ABC News, there was a spilled bucket of corn on the scene. She was probably feeding the wild elk before the attack. I hate that for her. My recommendation is, I know we have a lot of listeners that like animals, make sure the animal is smaller than you.
Okay.
And doesn't have friends.
Unless a snake. Don't mess with snakes.
Yeah, don't mess with snakes.
You're not going to die, though.
Oh, I just told you about snakes,
Come on
man.
now.
They'll kill you.
Unless it's a cobra.
Or a rattlesnake.
True, too.
Or a copperhead.
True, too. Water moccasin.
Yeah, all those.
Okay. Thank you. That's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
I want to play this. I'm a big Blanco Brown fan. I think the guy's really good. And you remember John Denver, Take Me Home, Country Roads, Take Me Home.
Yeah.
So Blanco Brown, which, by the way, Blanco had the song, Gonna Do the Two-Step.
Cowboy boogie.
Yeah. So he's kind of taken those and made this. This is Blanco Brown doing Take Me Home, Country Roads. If you go over to bobbybones.com, you can watch our latest episode of Too Much Access. We went to BYU. I didn't realize me wearing the number 69 was going to make people either think it was hilarious or I can't believe you'd wear that number at BYU. They said, what number do you want? I said, six. I didn't even think about it.
They did it.
They gave me the jersey.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby asked for it.
Well, no, they said, what number do you want? Any number? And I was like, any? 69. It doesn't matter. You can watch the video, bobbybones.com. I did not think that would be a controversy, but I didn't think about it at all. But thank you. Okay, Scuba Steve is in, our executive producer.
It's time for Scuba Steve Suggests.
Okay, Scooby, what you got for us?
So last week, where the CMAs did a bunch of interviews, Morgan talked to Dustin Lynch and gave her that friendship bracelet.
Gave him the bracelet.
Yeah, with the phone number on it. Mm-hmm. Well, I got a phone call.
Oh, hold on then. Let's
Okay.
check in first before we talk about the phone call.
Okay.
Anything happen?
No,
Have you heard from him at all?
I have not.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I got a phone call from his label and his team, and they want to follow up because in that conversation, they talked about going on a plane ride because Dustin is a pilot. And they want to know if Morgan would be down this holiday season.
Why are they doing it, though?
That's how I usually handle. I mean, Dustin won't reach out to me,
No, but this is a bit for them.
possibly, but
Possibly it is.
Oh, no, yeah, this is a bit.
But my marriage at one point was a bit on the radio, and it turned into a blossoming relationship with children and a life.
That's true.
So sometimes you need some wingmen,
Okay, I'm
some helpers.
going to listen. Okay, please go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay.
Finish your story. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's what it is. They want Morgan to go with Dustin on a date, just the two of you guys on a plane
On a
to
date?
wherever you want to go, possibly your hometown, during the holidays.
So I'm sorry.
It's
I was
okay.
protective of Morgan. I jumped in to go like, I don't like it, but I need to let Morgan be an adult and have thoughts and emotions to this.
Yeah.
Relax, Bobby. Okay.
so
Morgan, give me your thoughts on this.
I guess I'm curious if he wants that to happen, and if he's if he wants that to happen, then yeah, I'm open to it. But if it's them pushing it on him, then it feels weird.
My question is, why would he just not text you and say, let's go get coffee or lunch or something? He has your number. It was on the bracelet. Or he can just text me and be like, hey, what's Morgan's number? Easy. He's like, I lost the bracelet. What's Morgan's number?
That's true. He could be really shy, though.
Or is there a
Come
chance? Dustin, moderate. Yeah, he's.
but a chick gives you her number.
I agree.
There's nothing shy about that.
but
There's,
I don't
there's
know,
no need to
though.
be shy.
I don't know, though.
Let me say this. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm stepping in.
Go, do your thing.
Give me the room.
All right, you got the
Defend
room, dude.
Morgan.
It's your
I mean,
show,
Give me
too.
the room. Give me
Protect
the room.
Morgan.
He could also be going. If I'm just playing devil's advocate, because I want to get out of protect Morgan mode and I want to get into play. He could be going, is this just a bit by the show?
Yeah.
Does she really, or did the show put her up to it? I have to look at it that way too, because he could go, maybe she doesn't want to go out with me. Maybe the show's just doing a bit. The same way that we're going, why would they be calling? Because we're doing the same thing on the air. He's like, oh, it's just a bit. Well, if they're calling, I'm like, oh, what do they just want? This is a bit? That's unfair
Yes.
of me, because we're not doing the same thing, but it definitely could be considered that. Okay, the floor, Morgan, is back over to you.
I still feel the same way. I think as long as he would like it to happen, he's comfortable with that. It's not being pushed on him
Yeah.
as a thing. Then yeah, let's do it. But I just want to make sure that it's like he's okay with all of this.
And it's not a label just going, let's get some promotion.
Yeah, like yes, it's a bit, but it's also like our lives at the end of the day at the same
Absolutely.
time. So
But it could spark some love, though. It's you two in the plane all by yourselves. And that's where you'll get to have your one-on-one time, have a real conversation, a real date.
Hold on. You have to survive and live up there. This isn't.
will.
You're not going to do a
Fly all the
candlelight
time.
dinner up there.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it-
yeah, but how many hours does Dustin have up there? We need to know.
Yeah, I don't know how many hours he's flown in an airplane, but I mean, if he's going to take you up there, that's quite a risk. But I feel like it would be fun for you guys. It's an adventurous date.
I'd get up and be like, whoa, whoa.
So it's like he could take her home for the holidays?
Yeah,
the
That's
holidays.
but that's a pretty far flight. I don't know how big Dustin's plane is. I wouldn't put there that he's going to take Morgan home for the holidays.
Or
How
they
long's
just do,
the drive?
or they just lap
10
around.
hours.
They do a couple circles in the air.
Yeah, you'd be up there for about. If he's in one of the smaller planes, you'd
Yeah.
probably
Yeah, if he's
be
in like a
4
prop
hours.
plane, it's going to be a long. Regardless, Morgan, how would you like me to handle this, or not at all? It's up to you. I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything you don't want to do, and I want to be protective of you. However, look at me, just being cool and chill.
I mean, it could be fun.
first of all, thank you for being protective of me. I appreciate it. And I am open to this. Like, I am cool with this happening. I just want to make sure, like, he's on that same wavelength.
Like
Okay.
maybe you could find out Scuba, say, hey, was this an idea that came up as y'all are sitting around in the boardroom, or was
The
Dustin?
boardroom? Are they on Wall Street there?
I like the imagery.
No,
Whatever.
it came up during the interview.
I'm painting. I know it came up during the interview, but later were they all sitting around at work and they're like, hey, this is an idea, let's pitch it. Or did
Was it
Dustin go
wanted
to them
it?
and say, hey, well, it could be cool. This came up during the interview. Maybe I do flyer around. Like, that could be cool. Can y'all talk to Scuba?
Okay.
It's also okay if the label came up with it, but I just want to make sure he wants this to happen and he's not being pushed to do this.
To do it. Okay. That makes sense.
I agree.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I think we will just see what's up. I think he could have, if he really wanted to like initiate conversation, he could have easily just texted her. Not this, but, but he hasn't done
But you're
that.
right. He could be like, I don't know what's real or what's
That's
But
not.
he
true.
can even
Is
ask
it
her that.
safe?
He could say, hey, is this real?
No,
Like,
but even then,
Yeah.
that's awkward. I agree. It's an awkward situation for everybody.
Yeah, it
That's
started
why
awkward.
I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
There are two things I can't get enough of. This and the scandal in Michigan. Science, it's the best. My two favorite things in the whole world.
I have to Google that.
Yeah, check
Yeah,
it out.
me too.
Check it out.
What is the scandal in Michigan?
They're sending people to go steal
Yeah,
other
Google it.
teams' signs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I heard about that. Yes.
it's
Yeah.
awesome. My
Big
favorite
deal.
story ever. Okay, look, let us know. You talk to Morgan behind
Okay.
the scenes. If you don't feel safe or you feel like it's a put on Morgan, don't do it. However, I do have to think about him. Maybe he thinks it's a bit too.
That's fair. And I was worried about that going into this and doing this whole thing. I'm like, you may not think I'm very serious.
Okay.
And another thing we're going to follow up with you on, something that we just touched on, is that you met your wife the radio bit. So that's something else we get to,
Yeah.
because that to me is very interesting, but not right now. First, let's get Morgan some babies, and then we will.
Get it to my level.
Yes,
Do you remember Scuba Steve's story or no?
not really.
Yeah.
We do a lot of stories. We fill 5 hours a day of content, man. I'm just saying.
I know. It is good, though.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a song. Let's do Lainey Wilson, Watermelon Moonshine. Bobby Bone Show.